explore the human adventure called magic. Magic as self-empowerment, strategies to deal with the world to bring illumination. In this new documentary series, The Magical World shares first-hand experiences and important stories from insiders and leaders in occult and magical circles to help you. Discover how authentic magical and spiritual practices can help in incredible ways, how we can all make better magic within ourselves and a better, more magical world. In honor of spring, The Magical World profiles a spiritual worker and herbalist. What practices and ideas have helped her grow and succeed? What can we do to improve our lives? What magical energies and spiritual practices make someone happy, successful, and wise?
Birch bark call that we just got from out in the woods. I'm going to go give this to Wise Ways Herbals and you can come and see the beautiful shop. Hi. And there's the birch bark you said you needed.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah? Is this all okay?
Yep, it looks good. We'll clean it up. It'll be perfect.
What did we use this again for now that we've cut down on so many of our products?
It goes in one of the hair rinses. I want to say
The Raven. No, the gold.
golden.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it goes in both of them. Yay. Yeah, so we just got that in the woods. And then this is it. 1992. Transformed to 2018. Wow. Oh, yeah. All right. And then it's packaged up there. And this is Ulan. She's doing the boxes. Wow. This is Haley. She's our shipping room diva, master of all. She not only makes the powders and the bath crystals, but she packages them up.
I ship stuff.
And ships out everything else. Yeah.
Sing out your love, sing out your love.
I'm Mariam. I've lived here since 1992 on this beautiful farm. So I'm here with my cats, my 5 cats, and my llamas and alpacas, and my herbal company. It started back in the 70s, collecting my own herbs. 1973, I think, is when I first read this book called Back to Eden, and it helped heal me of my own problems. If I heard somebody had a problem, then I'd say, well, let me look it up. And so I would go and read about it and see if there was something that I could learn. Like, I was always wondering about the dandelions. Well, here they are growing up everywhere around us, and it's actually a very, very potent thing for your liver. And then I was also doing many, many different things besides herbal medicine. I was being a midwife and being a waitress and kind of all chaotic. So I finally sat still on a very important spiritual day, August 15th, 1987, and I had a meditation. And in the meditation, it came to me, a vision came to me. And I knew it was important, so I scratched it on my sitting pad. And it turned out to be the ancient symbol of Isis, and who's also known as one of the Hathors, and the divine Mother Earth goddess, and very healing. And so once I started reading about her and how I could be inspired by this vision, it turned out I used it as my logo for my business. So the logo came first. Then I was also a midwife at the time, and I was trading my services to a graphic designer to help me use the logo in a better, more professional way. And she suggested that we should change the name to Wise Ways because my original name was Isis Herbs. And once I changed the name and I came out with 13 products in 1988, then Cornucopia, which is the Northampton health food store, and the Greenfield Market, which was on Chapman Avenue, really small at the time. Both of them encouraged me by ordering my echinacea and a few of my salves and things.
Live out your dreams, live out your dreams, live out your dreams, live out your dreams.
I named it the Singing Brook because there's a beautiful river in the backyard, or brook. And it's been my inspiration and home and a peaceful place since then.
A whole beautiful water, river, running so pure and clean and full of life. I'm grateful for some flowers. Thank you for the winter. These are from last year. I'll say thank you for the memories of the winter.
Plant seeds in the ground and you ask for the elements of the wind and the water and the earth and the moisture all to, and the warm sun, all to create something. Like this elemental composition. That was our favorite catbird. He came in to say hi. Then I think that really does bring us full circle to, yeah, I consider myself one who works with the magical essence of this earth. I grew up in Germany. My father was in the army. We ended up being transferred there when I was a little girl, and we lived at the edge of these amazing, tall, forested, beautiful, mountainous areas. And I spent all my time back there, walking on the trails, picking strawberries and being immersed in the beauty of Germany's nature. And I just found that it just spoke to me. I love looking at the flowers and smelling them and eating the wildness of them. And I think that's the reason why I really wanted my own farm, so I could live. I guess I had this feeling like I was going to live happily ever after.
Like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah. I mean,
Dramatic folk tales.
when you're nurtured by something as simple as planting a tree and watching your roses grow, and then knowing the plants you made are going to make medicine for you and others, it's quite compelling. You get up and you want to go outside and you want to see who came up, which friends came back from last year, and so you develop a whole path of being in alignment with not only yourself but on the journey.
Scientists or atheists or people who dismiss animals and the natural world and trees. Is there something you have to say to them, or what can you say to them?
I would say that, I mean, that's such a vast statement, because I'm sure there's a lot of scientists who like going to the beach. Or they like just riding their bike down the road, and they go skiing, and they enjoy the natural world. And so I think most people do. That
was my next question: is what is what do you say to people who are trapped in the cities and have no experience with going to the forest when they were a child?
Yeah, I would say that are they happy? Are they healthy? There's a certain point in your life when you realize, whoa, I don't need to do this anymore. I really do want to do exactly what I want to do. And maybe this job in this cubicle, in this 13th floor of this high-rise, is not necessarily to my well-being, even though it's good for my pocketbook, and I've got to do this and this and this. And I think what I've learned is, as I've gotten older, is what really matters is your own serenity. And as we all see, there's a lot of people out there who've recently died that have a lot of money. And so we know that money is not the reason to exist.
It's Steve Jobs today.
Yeah. Well, it didn't help.
He's deceased. So.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I mean. He at the very end said the most important thing that he realized was family, was love. And that he regretted not emphasizing that more in his life. And so we don't want to do that, I have the blessing of my parents were together for 66 years. And, my father was a colonel in the Army, and he was a pretty hardcore, intense person. But as he got older, he softened. And he started saying the same thing. I just want my children. I just want to be with my family. I'm just happy with who I am right now. I don't need to go anywhere or do anything more. Well, I certainly think people who want to find who they are, it's very important to take some time to be alone. And even if they just go to a park and they just start to develop some sort of framework where they turn everything off, and maybe just if they're in a park, just sit and be by the tree, even put their back against a tree and just say, I'm going to just sit here for 20 minutes and just not even expect that you have to hear or see anything except just whatever it is that comes along. And once we start, it's sort of like a training, you know, like when you want to work out, you kind of have to start. It's just like when you ride a horse. The very first time you ride a horse, you get very sore. So it could take a while.
Or you fall off
Yeah.
a few times.
And one of the things that I feel like children really help us. They teach us how to find. They always have the magic. They haven't stopped listening. They haven't stopped having make-believe. They're still excited by that. So play with your kids more. Take them on a field trip. Things like that can help inspire us. But also burning a candle safely in your house, making a little altar. When you collect, if you find some crystals, something that speaks to you, even if it's just a rock in the road when you're walking, bring those home and wash them off and kind of make a sacred area, even if it's on your kitchen table or bookshelf, some place where you start to feel there's this sacred divine energy, a gathering of sacred objects. It could be your mother's ashes, or your friends, something that they gave you before they passed. So I think people will get that. And also taking good care of our bodies. I mean, I think the whole natural food movement sort of spawned this next thing was, okay, we're taking care of our bodies now, we're eating, being conscious what we're eating. That sort of then grew into being conscious of what we're saying and how we're acting. And what is our behavior now? You know, are we choosing compassion? And all of those ways are going to lead us closer to what we call home. I'd say the most important thing that I've learned was always to hold on to your dream. That sometimes dreams take a while. And manifesting this farm, you know, looks like, oh, I've been here forever. Well, it took a long time, a lot of energy, and a lot of focused intention. And I see that as part of the prayer. Part of the learning is how do you get where you want to go? It's sitting still. It's writing it down. It's immersing yourself in the medicine of your own passion. And even if there's no one else supporting that, you will find your way by holding on to that dream, and that you matter, and that is going to stand by you no matter what. You know, I was down by the river, you know, and I watched how the water comes and the water goes, and I think of that as how friends come and friends go, and our life comes and our life changes. So. Yeah, it's just like the seasons come, the seasons go, and we're getting better every day, and we just have to believe in ourselves. So, if I can impart that, is once I started really believing in myself and knowing that I had the strength to do whatever it is that I needed to do, then I really started to accomplish things. I think I'm happiest when I'm allowing my creative self to be visible within myself, and I really love performing music. I love sharing the messages that I get through my dreams and through my own meditations and my own rituals, that I can give that information out through my music. And it's infectious, like when I start playing and I can take myself into a really deep place, I feel good. And so when you feel good, your body relaxes, and then you can heal yourself, you can nurture yourself, and I'm sure that helps other people as well. And so I like to stay as close to practicing 2 hours a day, some kind of musical expression or creative expression every day. My goal is learning to live simply. I've had a lot of time traveling. I went to South America. I've been all over the world. And I got back to this place where I'm happy with staying home, taking care of my farm, and being drawn to whatever it is that calls me. I'm not ever sure exactly. When I go out into the forest, or I go up to the garden, or I start playing music, I like to immerse myself in that. So my goal is really, I think, to just keep learning how to make my life more simple.
Awaken, 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 tribes of light. Awaken, 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 tribes of love.
I'm so lucky to have Puffy, because he's like my little familiar, that he loves going in the forest with me. He loves just hanging out. Sometimes I'll wake up and he's sleeping right underneath my the back of me, and you know, animals are just, they teach us, oh, just hang out. Where are you going? Come on, let's just stay here. You know, it's a good thing. And he makes me have at least one day a week here where I just get to hang with him. Yeah, so I appreciate that. And I think I think animals really do help us. I think it's much different than what human beings are doing. You know, I send out my prayer every day for peace. That's what I do. I walk down there and I find rocks, and I really do believe that in our lifetime we deserve to have peace with no war anywhere. And so that's my goal in my mind. It's like liberate all of ourselves from that anguish. Well, I have this wonderful, peaceful forest with lots of serenity and beauty and tall trees and wisdom. And so I've learned to go in there with an offering. Like a lot of us just go out into nature, but do we remember to say thank you and be grateful and give back a little bit to what they're giving us, which is serenity, peace. I mean, when you're in a forest, there's no roads. There's no street lights, there's nothing. You know, you might have your cell phone, but most of the time you're there to enjoy what's there. I was welcoming in the spring, and I was offering some of the flowers that I've had in my house, and then they've all served their purpose. So I offered it to the trees, and then I had seen a documentary of the Mamo people in Colombia and how they advocate for bringing shells to the forest and bringing coins, and just acknowledging that these sentient tree people, these beings, actually are listening and emoting and appreciating who we are at the same time that we are from them. And so the more you give a little trinket, some flowers, some herbs, even some water, touching them, I really see the fine line now. It's like sometimes I hear what they have to say. Material. They like that. So, Alwinia pine. It looks so different now that it's not covered in snow. Yay. I've got a little bit left for my last tree. Hello, Mr. Big Tree. Hi. Look at you, you're so tall. You just go up forever. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna say hello to you, holy tree. Give you some of this arborvitae. Come here. All right. Aho to the sacred, divine cathedral. There isn't any other place I'd rather be. Where it's peaceful and serene. My back against this tree. It's holy. It's holy to be here. Helps me, always centers me. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful sun. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you for all these trees and the blue sky coming. And we say a prayer for all the four-leggeds. And we'll save this 2 more things for something. Okay? All right, Pop, let's go to the water. I'll be here all the time going. Yeah.